I'm getting real sick of this 100 men versus one gorilla conversation. Okay, now the first reason, I mean, really just because I'm seeing it everywhere, but it's also reminding me, it's giving me PTSD flashbacks harder than a veteran, right? I'm getting worse PTSD flashbacks than a veteran would, thinking about the whole is water wet phase. That was a rough time for everybody's life, okay? And if you tell me it wasn't rough, I know you were annoying the shit out of people with that question because I got real sick of that one real fast too, okay? And like I said, getting real sick of this question because it's all I hear. All I hear. Now the other thing is that there's too many unknown variables. It's not just 100 men versus a gorilla. Where is it happening? What kind of terrain is it? What time period is it in? Is it right now? Then, building off that, if it's right now, and we have, is it a fist fight? Because if not, right now, one guy can take a gorilla and just fa, 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 and the whole debate is over, right? So is it like hand on hand? Can we throw rocks? You gotta take a lot of factors into consideration when we're thinking about this. Again, like I said, what time period? Where are we at? Can we strategize? Do we get to pick the 100 people? Because if you don't get to pick 100 people and it's randomly selected, what happens, right? There's a large population. What happens if half the people that get selected are like missing limbs or in wheelchairs? It's a lot smaller of a chance we're going to take that gorilla down, right? If everybody's in a wheelchair. There's nothing wrong with being in a wheelchair. I'm just saying you have a significantly smaller chance of success against a fucking gorilla. Okay? So, what are the rules here? It's really important to consider what the rules are. It's not just a yes or no. Okay? The rules matter. There's just too many unknown variables to this to say definitively. Okay, you need to, if you're going to ask somebody this question, you have to say, okay, what, for example, would 100 randomly selected people in a random terrain be able to beat a gorilla? Because it might change the answer. It really might. Okay, you got to think about these kinds of things before you go asking these stupid ass questions. Because I'm not playing it anymore. Me personally, I could handle the gorilla on my own. One-on-one, I got the gorilla. Because you already know what I'm going to hit it with. I'm going to walk right up to that gorilla. Double backhand the fuck out of that gorilla. Boom, 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 boom. Alternating slaps. The gorilla won't stand a chance against me. But we've been known that. Anyways, there's just too many unknown variables and I'm tired of hearing this question. Stop fucking asking it. Unless you're going to come up with better guidelines to this, okay? And honestly, like on another note, if we're going to keep asking this question, we may as well start taking volunteers. Because if you are so confident that 100 men can take a gorilla, pause. But if you're so confident that 100 men can defeat a gorilla, why don't you volunteer and go do it?